Hello everyone. I'm back learning new concepts and relaying them back to you in the fascinating and ever-evolving field of AI. I'm 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀 and you're listening to the AI Neural Shift, where we unpack how artificial intelligence is fundamentally rewiring the way we work and operate. Today's episode is actually an extension of our last conversation. In episode 3, I introduced the concept of Agentic AI and that critical shift from invisible intelligence, where AI works in the background, to active intelligence, where systems proactively shape outcomes. We touched briefly on how agentic AI differs from the generative AI tools we've all grown used to. Today, I want to take another stab at explaining this distinction even more simply and sharply, and look at the massive real-world examples that have emerged just in the last few months of 2026. A former Intel colleague, 𝗬𝗪𝗂, reached out to me after that last episode. She wanted to know more about the how, specifically the reliability and repeatability of these systems, and what they mean for human roles in places like customer service. Pooja, let's dive back in. Think of generative AI as a world-class counselor. You give it a prompt and it produces an artifact, a piece of text, a block of code, or an image. Once that output is generated, the process ends. It's a single reactive interaction. Agentic AI functions more like a direct report. These are autonomous systems that don't just provide information, they pursue goals. They establish an objective, devise a multi-step plan, select the necessary tools, and then execute. Crucially, they reflect on the outcome and iterate until the goal is achieved. The shift is from content to action. Generative AI gives you a plan. However, agentic AI executes the plan. We are no longer in the experimental phase in 2026. Gartner projects that by the end of 2026, 40% of enterprise applications will feature task-specific AI agents, up from less than 5% just a year ago. The infrastructure has matured rapidly. AWS recently launched specialized agentic AI categories within its partner program, validating 60 partners to help companies move from noisy experimentation to production-grade autonomous systems. Microsoft has introduced WorkIQ, an intelligence layer that grounds agents in your actual company data, emails, meetings, and files, while respecting strict security and permissions. Google DeepMind recently showcased Althea, a math research agent that doesn't just guess answers. It uses a deep think reasoning mode to iteratively generate and verify solutions, even resolving decades old mathematical conjectures. Let's look at how this is being applied today. In aviation, Air India has moved beyond its original generative chatbot, AI.G, to launch easyBooking. This agentic AI simulates a human travel agent by listening to your travel needs in a natural language and then navigating the entire multi-screen booking process for you, eliminating manual data entry. Anthropic has partnered with Cognizant to deploy Claude Code to 350,000 employees globally. These agents handle the entire software lifecycle, from coding and testing to debugging and deployment, reducing development cycles significantly. In governance, IBM and 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀, or Eand as it's called, have built enterprise agents for policy and compliance. These systems reason through complex regulations across 38 markets, providing 24/7 self-service for auditors with a complete audit trail for every decision made. The scale of the shift was on full display at the India AI Impact Summit in New Delhi this February. We had seen a record-breaking 200 billion in AI-related investment pledges. Reliance Industries committed $110 billion over 7 years to AI infrastructure, while Adani pledged $100 billion for renewable power data centers. This culminated in the New Delhi Declaration, endorsed by 92 nations, setting the global standard for safe and trusted AI and the democratic diffusion of these technologies. Pooja, this brings us to your question about customer service. Human roles aren't disappearing, they're evolving. Human agents aren't moving from being primary responders, handling high-volume routine inquiries, to becoming orchestrators. In this role, you configure the agent's behavior, set the operational boundaries, and handle the most complex, high-empathy scenarios that machines simply cannot. You aren't just the executor anymore, you are the architect of the intelligence. Within our neural shift framework, we moved from basic computation to content generation and now to autonomous execution. But this podcast or the show isn't just about agents. It's about the total rewiring of our infrastructure and the new concepts shaping the future. Thank you for joining the AI Neural Shift. I'm 𝗘𝗍𝗶𝘀. Stay tuned as we continue to unpack the latest developments in AI, from sovereign computing to the ethics of autonomy that are defining our world. Thank you.